So we're now over 3 years into this console generation, with the PS5 and Xbox Series X being the two premium consoles on the market right now. Whilst both are great machines, each console does have their own strengths and weaknesses. In this video we're going to compare the key aspects of both platforms, evaluate where they need to improve, and see which is the overall better buy in 2024. So in terms of AAA exclusive first-party games, you'd have to say that PlayStation has been the stronger so far, both in terms of game quality and the rate at which they've been released. Since the PS5 launched, we've already had Demon's Souls, Spider-Man, Ratchet & Clank, GT7, Horizon Forbidden West and God of War. So if you enjoy story-driven single-player games, it's safe to say that PlayStation have got you covered. While on Xbox, things have been a little thin on the ground, at least in terms of AAA exclusives. Halo Infinite was a major release, but received a mixed response from fans. However, Forza Horizon 5 was a huge success and probably my favourite Xbox game. I also had a great time with Starfield and look forward to the expansion later this year. However, ultimately the fact is the Xbox platform does need more major exclusives. Thankfully, with all the studios Microsoft now own, this is an area that surely will improve, with major titles like Indiana Jones, Fable and Ark dropping within the next year or so. So when we compare subscription services, it's fair to say that Microsoft and Sony have adopted different strategies. It really feels like Game Pass is absolutely central to Microsoft's strategy as to how you access and play games on the Xbox platform. As well as a large library of older games to play, you get all Xbox exclusive games on day of release at no extra cost. You also get some excellent third-party games on release day included too. I've really enjoyed titles like Dead Space and Sniper Elite, and the fact I didn't have to pay any extra money to play them. Now the Activision deal is complete, we've recently seen Diablo hit Xbox Game Pass, and Call of Duty will also join the service later this year. So whilst Xbox doesn't have as many AAA exclusives as PlayStation, with a Game Pass subscription, it feels like you always have something to play and look forward to. PS Plus on the other hand works differently. There are currently 3 subscription tiers to choose from, each offering monthly game editions in varying amounts of older game titles. These tiers offer a pretty good deal, with the PS Plus Extra tier maybe being the best option for most people. However, even if you opt for the most expensive premium tier, PlayStation exclusive games do not come to the service on day of release. So if you want to play the latest exclusives when they come out, then you'll have to pay full price for them. So gaming is generally more expensive on the PlayStation platform. That being said, I can understand why Sony take this approach. Their big single player exclusives are key to their success, selling in huge numbers and generating big revenue. Overall though, I definitely prefer the Game Pass model, and the value for money it offers. When it comes to the supplied controllers, it's fair to say the DualSense on PS5 has the advantage, offering increased functionality with its adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. This is particularly impressive on Sony first-party games like Horizon and Astro's Playroom, offering a more immersive gaming experience. However, this increased functionality does affect battery life, which in my experience only lasts 5 or 6 hours before you need to recharge. So if you have a PS5, you ideally need 2 controllers so you always have one charged and ready to go. Whilst the Xbox controller doesn't have the haptic feedback of the DualSense, it's still a great controller to use. The ergonomics are just about perfect, and I do prefer the asymmetric layout of the analog sticks. Battery life is also really solid, although I do use a charging stand so I never have to physically swap out the batteries. So to conclude, which of these consoles is the better buy in 2024? I think that really depends on your budget and the type of games you like to play. If you enjoy narrative-driven single-player games, then the PS5 is hard to beat. PlayStation have an unrivaled library of games of this type. However, whilst the Series X doesn't have the same number of top exclusive titles, Game Pass helps bridge that gap by offering hundreds of older first and third party games, as well as any new exclusives on day of release. I also love the fact that indie and third party titles come to Game Pass. This has helped me discover and enjoy quality games that I likely wouldn't have tried otherwise. The excellent value for money offered by Xbox and Game Pass will also be a key consideration for many gamers. That being said, those killer exclusives mean I'll also be keeping my PS5 for the long haul. I've had some fantastic gaming sessions on PlayStation this generation. I love using the DualSense controller, which only adds to the premium gaming experience that the PS5 offers. So choosing only one of these consoles would be near impossible for me. Owning a Series X and a PS5 really gives you the best of both worlds. Let me know which console you prefer in the comments. And that's a wrap for this video. Like and subscribe for more tech and gaming content. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks for watching.